Do you know what Gwaan is? It's where you can get news about the Jamaican culture and just learn about how Jamaicans are doing, as I said, yard and abroad.
Salut tout le monde, ici Kaya La Flamme. T'aimes le reggae en français, en anglais, qui vient du Canada, du Québec et de la Jamaïque? Écoute Gwaan.
So rope in and come check out the thing now. It's Gwaan.
I live in the UK and I enjoy tuning in to Gwaan.
I am a big fan of Gwaan. I'm always looking forward for the great vibes, the great things. They discuss a lot of things that are going on in Calgary, across Canada, and of course Jamaica. So
this is what is going on in Jamaica. But check out Gwaan
every Friday at 7 p.m. Calgary time.
You get to learn a new Jamaican patois word.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. And we thank God it's Friday. I hope you had another successful and productive week. This week and Saturday, Sunday, the rest of this evening, I hope you plan to have some fun. More specifically, spend quality time with new and old friends and family. You know that I'm your resident healthy aging advocate and educator. And one of the things that came to mind as I was thinking about you is social interactions and how, for some individuals, it comes quite easily, and some we have to practice a little harder. But social engagement is key, either one on one or being a part of a large festival, but it really adds to quality of life now as well as in our golden years. And research has shown, and this is what I learned today, that for older adults, staying engaged is not only associated with physical and mental health, but it also helps us to prevent social isolation. And that social isolation leads to poor mental health, premature death, increase risking dementia. So we are so happy that you took the bold step to come and join us in this social interaction. Please hit us up on the comments, hit us up on our social media. Today is going to be just fantastic, and we're so happy that you're here with us. But what are we going to do today? Today, we're going to have another lively discussion lined up. It is on Caribbean festivals in Canada with the one and only Sandra Whiting and the esteemed Jennifer Duncan. But before we find out more about that, let us talk about the word of the day now. The patois word of the day is brata. You want more than that? You want a brata? What do you think it means? Hit us up. Tell us. Use it in a sentence. Please join us in our conversation. Brata. What does it mean? I see y'all typing away. That is good. That is good. Last week's show, the topic was summer travels, what you should know. We had Angela Bennett and Fiona Boyne. They shared some really valuable insights on booking vacations and traveling to Jamaica. We had an insightful discussion on how the Jamaican tourism industry is recovering from the slowdown due to the pandemic. The current attractions to discover, and there were a lot. I am so excited for my next trip back home. And the COVID restrictions that are actually being lifted now, and the further ease of travel to our island home. Also, we learned that packing your patience is an integral part of enjoying your vacation. So, one of the things my major takeaway was from Angela Bennett, who said Jamaica is sitting really well and the hotels are happy. And better yet, travel is back. So, If you missed the show or any other episode, join us on replay on Gwaan YouTube channel or our Facebook page. You can find links also on our website, watagwan.ca. Now we're going to talk about news, what's happening across Canada. First, in Calgary, Jamaica's 60th independence celebration is, of course, across the country. In Calgary, the Jamaican Canadian Association Alberta is hosting a number of events to celebrate Jamaica 60. On Friday, August 5th at 6 p.m., there will be a civic ceremony. Also, on Saturday, August 6th, there is culture and heritage exhibit starting at 12 noon at the JCAA building. There is a party starting at 9 p.m. All is open to the public, free to attend. Food and drink will be on sale. And on Sunday, August 7th at 10 a.m., there is a church service at the Biran International Church of God. Now, in Winnipeg, the Black History Manitoba has an emancipation celebration on Friday, August 5th at 6 p.m. at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, 85 Israel Asper Way, Winnipeg. Free admission and food and beverage will be on sale. Now, in Montreal, the Jamaican Association is hosting a 2-day fun-filled August weekend full of activities to celebrate Jamaica's 60th. On August 6th, they'll be hosting a day in the park with an exhibition soccer match at Oscar Peterson Park from 1 to 4 p.m. There will also be an Independence barbecue at the association, which starts at 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., followed by Rastafest at 10 p.m. August 7th, the Jamaica Association of Montreal, under the patronage of the Honorary Council of Jamaica, will be holding a church service followed by a gospel show at 7 p.m. at the association. Tickets and info on the social media page website www.jammontreal.com or call 514-737-8229. And in Toronto, the JCA celebrates Jamaica 30 on August 16 with their Independence and Anniversary Gala. Tickets are $120. Dr. Mary Ann Chambers will be the keynote speaker, and there will be performances by Arsenal and DJ Soul to Soul. You can call 416-746-5772 or visit www.jcaontario.org for more information. There's a lot to do celebrating Jamaica 60. Ooh, this week is going, oh yeah, I see Michael Smith, bigger, wider, yes, celebrating Jamaica 60. Now we're going to move on to Spot the Place. Do you know this? So here we share pictures of places in Canada or Jamaica. You need to tell us in our comments, where is this place? So for today's clues, it is, let us have a look at the place. It is the Legend of Missy and Turkey. It's located on Treasure Beach on an edge of a famous cliff, and it is the highest lighthouse in the Western Hemisphere. Can you spot the place? Add it in the comments, and we tell you if you're right at the end of the show. Do you know? Highest lighthouse in the Western Hemisphere. Put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Let's see. And now, the time that we've all been waiting for. Time to reason with my friend Donovan. Hey, welcome.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, I just excited. Jamaica 60 just filled me up with so much love, and just a little brata feeling this evening just made me just feel even extra nice.
We're gonna throw some brat in on the show today. So
Hey.
for all who watch, and let's see. I see a few comments coming, but we're going to want some more. Right. Today we have a great discussion because we're gonna talk about culture and festivals and all of that. Right. So I'm gonna reason with the folks, and
Yes,
then we're gonna throw a little brata in at the end for them. All right.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Welcome. Greetings again, people. I want to know. I hope everybody is doing all right. Today we're going to talk about Caribbean festivals in Canada, and I've got two awesome guests, veterans of culture here in Canada. I've got Sandra Whiting out of Toronto, and I tell you, when I read Sandra bio, I can't read the whole light, folks. can't read the whole light. She has done a ton of stuff from YMCA to the Jamaican Association. Right now, she's vice president for a thing called Culture Works, and she's primarily involved with a thing called Sinting Fest, which we're going to talk about. But maybe the thing that I like most was that she's a recipient of the Harry Jerome Award for Community Leadership, the JC Award, the Gleaner Awards, you name it, ABC Women's Award. Sandra has done a lot. And then Jennifer Duncan, my friend out of Calgary, has been involved with a ton of activity. But the founder of the Diverse Performing Arts Group here, that has brought a lot of young people through, appreciating culture, and currently president of the Caribbean Community Council, host of CariFest. And that's just a few of the things that Jennifer has done. It's a pleasure to have Jennifer and Sandra joining me here as we reason on what a Gwaan. Sandra, Jennifer, what Gwaan?
Hello.
Oh, and I can't hear me. So I've got
I'm hearing you well.
Sandra, you're on mute, so I've got to unmute you. No. If you can't unmute, I think.
I tried. Okay.
There we go. No, you're good now. You're good.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, man, you're good.
The word for the day in all this pandemic: mute, unmute, unmute. I can't hear you. That's a good one.
I think after 2 years, people kind of get used to it. But
I know what I always say not happening to me, and I told them. Anyway, no fun.
Here we are. Here we are.
So funny.
All right,
Jennifer.
Good to have you
Hello.
both on the program, and like I said, veterans of promoting culture here in Canada. You name it, you both have done it. So we want to dig into it a little bit, and then near the end, we want to get into some details about some of the work that you both are currently doing, right, around promoting festivals. But maybe where we start, because both of you have been in Canada for a while as well. Let's talk about some of the major Caribbean festivals that are around, and maybe get into the discussion about like what was the reason behind them getting started. Sandra, let's start with you, because lots of things, Caribana, Jambana. I'm sure there's lots more that I don't know about.
Well, I've worked on many major festivals, and Caribana was originally a gift to the city of Toronto. I think it's 46 years ago, for celebrating Canada's independence. And people got together and said it would be great to have a Caribbean festival in the city. And Caribana was formed. And at the time, it included all the people, all the different islands were involved. And over time, that has shifted a bit. I was on a committee as its only woman and only Jamaican for several years back in the day. And it was a labor of love, mostly run by volunteers, actually all run by volunteers. People dipped their hands in their pockets, got it started. And Lord knows it happened. Everybody, the groups put together. It's a Trinidadian focused, I believe, celebration on that culture of mass. And it's grown. It certainly has changed. It is now, it's an unwieldy event in many events. And it still happens. People still go. But in my opinion, as with many others, it needs a reboot. That's my view. It needs a look at it as instead of looking at it as, oh, put on the mask, get dressed. We need to look at it as an artistic celebration as opposed to one where they have no arts management. They have nobody who looks at the whole thing and says, this is what, they go, okay, we have children's carnival, we put it on. We have this, we put it on. And it happens, and it's good it happens, but it needs back that soul and that looking at it as a festival that should be funded, in my view, and treated as a serious arts event.
All right, let me bring Jennifer in because we have similar conversations over on the west side of the country. But Jen, maybe let's go back to the days and talk about the festivals over on this side of the world and what was behind them and how they have developed over time.
Wow. So Sandra, I agree with you. Just to let you know about the involvement of it. I think it's less arts and it just evolves. It just happens. It's almost like a money-making thing instead of back to the roots, right? From where it is. And as an art lover myself, absolutely it resonated with me, what you just said. So Donovan, I believe Cari Fest in Calgary started about 41 years ago. And I think based on what Sandra had just said, it's a group of people come together. I'm not going to mention names because I was nowhere here 41 years ago. But I definitely know that it is part of it's like a cultural preservation. And that's what they started it as, right? Small, and it continued to grow, and it had some ebbs and flow. And for instance, in Vancouver, I know there's Caribbean Days, and of course, Toronto Caravana. I think Toronto, though, was the first. Caravana was the first in the country. And then we have Edmonton Cari West and Calgary Cari Fest. And that's so far I know.
Montreal, I think, had a
actually Montreal, and there is one in Winnipeg. I'm not sure if they have started it back. So all of that, when I see that, is cultural preservation. And it's not just the costumes or lack thereof and the partying. The Caribbean as a whole has beautiful culture and arts to showcase, right? So I totally agree with you, Sandra, where that is concerned. I think a lot of it, we have to look and try not to lose that essence, because that's what those people who started it was going for. Why I say that? Because this is what it was and is in the Caribbean, right? Yeah. It's a big part of the artistry, the steel pan, the artistry in the costumes, and even some of the roots of like folkloric part of it. All of that is part of the Caribbean Festival. So some of it definitely is scaled down, and for various reasons.
And some of it is still there. Let us not,
Yes. Some of it is still there. I try my best.
There, the costume designs.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's just point that out. It's there. And people are still wanting to come out. I've tried my best to great a panorama. So Pan on a Friday, and this is the first year we're having a reggae concert on the Friday. So just trying to pull, because everybody does reggae, loves reggae. I love reggae, right? Everyone.
Good
The
for you,
vocal-
Jennifer.
Well, we'll come to the details of some of the events that are happening.
Okay.
We're going to go through the evolution a little bit, though, because both of you have brought up the concept of culture and how it is an expression of culture, and that was what the intent was. But we have gone through evolution, and the evolution comes from a number of different sides. And maybe Sandra, let's talk about Toronto a little bit. How has the market accepted these festivals, and how has the market changes possibly in terms of both the population, the leaders, and all of that? How has that affected, some of these festivals?
Well, first of all, it is a big, huge $1 million money making for the city that it's in, Toronto. And let us really recognize that it brings a huge amount of tourists and people from all across, from Canada, across the country, the GTA, to Toronto. You cannot find a hotel room. You cannot rent a car. You cannot. So the city has over the years recognized that they can't lose it, so many efforts have been made. What the challenge has always been is it's been underfunded. And the government of Canada this year has recognized, and they have got $1 million this year. I guess for next year, it was just announced that the federal government is putting $1 million to the festival. I've worked on a lot of major festivals. I worked for Harbourfront Centre, and we produced 4,000 events a year in Toronto. So I have worked with all different organizations and groups. And the challenge for ours, or carnival, is it's not set up, in my view, to fully explore and get the government funding properly. And we're still in party mode, in my view. And I know a lot of people going mad with me, but because it happens, whether the people give you the money, them don't give you the money, the truck break down, the thing, it still happens. We're very resilient people like that. But what it has lacked to me is that cultural component. When you're sitting in a room, having an artistic director, looking at what it is you're trying to preserve. And it's not easy because it's many groups. There's a pan group, and then there is the mass men, they're separate. And then there is the calypso people, they're separate. So all these bodies are out here. The people who plan the festival get the money to actually just do the work of bringing all those groups together, who are not easy to bring together, nor do they necessarily want to be brought together, just so you know. So it's not easy. So I always take my hat off to any organizer who manages to get anything done, because pulling people who say, me no business with you, me just want to know so me can party on the road, Gwaan. And them, them say, me want my little pan money or whatever. And maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but that's been, I planned at the island part of the festival. I've been on the major part. When I was on, we tried to do things like fashion and look at a broader component of the arts. But them kind of laugh at you, them say, do your little thing. But so it's a challenge over the years. The discussions have happened. The major group have been the Trinidadians, who, because they do the mass, and the mass is, without the mass, there's no festival. Yeah. Let us be clear, without the mass. And over the years, they've had one Jamaican group finally get in, but they, of course, didn't want them with T-shirt. And Jamaicans said, we come in with the T-shirt and the band. That band had the biggest following. Everybody wanted to be the Jamaican band, but it didn't fit. So now I hear there's a new Jamaican group going in this year. Good luck to them. Anyway.
We'll come to about Sinting Fest and other things. Jennifer, let's talk about, and Sandra, can I bring it up? Bringing it all together and keeping it going. The challenges of getting these festivals going.
So the main challenge, I think, of getting the festival going, besides the people, look, it's the volunteers.
Yeah.
Every person, they say, "Oh, Jennifer, you're the president." All that means is you're responsible, good or bad. Okay, if it's bad, especially if things go bad, you are responsible, Miss President, volunteer extraordinaire. That's all it is, right? I am passionate about the arts, and I'm very passionate about our culture. So that too keeps me going. As a social worker, I know the importance of cultural engagement and what goes on in the city. But it is a challenge. And one person who is, let's say, a volunteer coordinator, they're not getting paid. We need the volunteers to push this. They could just say, "Okay, I'm done. This is not what I signed up for." And you left dragging balls. This year, it has been one of the most challenging year. And I'm trying to answer your question, Donovan, that you asked. So what keeps it going? It really is that, well, you have a responsibility, and they're good. Whoever got me in here, they know that I take a job seriously from beginning to end. That's all I could say. Somebody who has 1.5 job, and you come to make this happen. It is not easy. I am always thankful for the volunteers that come aboard to move it forward. But really, that is it. I agree with everything Sandra said, especially about the mass and whatnot. However, I want to bring it to the forefront that it's not just, that's one part of it, but there's so many more stories, especially when we are away, right, from the Caribbean, and we're here in Canada. So we come together and we could show beautiful things, right? Tap into each island, each culture. Anyway.
And we have done, I really want to stress that what I'm saying, despite all its marvelous mash up and quarreling and fight and fuss, it has happened every year. Every year I'm like blown away. Boy, I'm still the Children's Carnival is one that is growing, and that is one way they've passed it down to the younger. And the parents are coming out, they want their kids in it. So that part is going. It's just sometimes you look and you go, oh my goodness, if we could just sit down and really accept that this is a cultural event and hire a cultural and artistic director. They've called for that for years, but there's been great resistance on that piece, and it is what it is. And
let me ask a question about financially and making some of these things happen. Do these festivals make money? And not just Caribana and Caribbean. And can they? Is there a market for them in the different cities?
Well, I know that the Caribana, certain people make money. And let us call a spade a spade. The mass men make money. They will argue that Kingdom Come, but when a king costume can cost you $10,000, $15,000, each contestant wearing some little piece of cloth costing you $500 to $700, and you have 3,000 people in your band. They work hard, so yes, money can be made there. Who makes money too are all the food and vendors on the street, and this time everybody wants Caribbean food. So there is pockets of money. The city makes money. The hotels make money. Many of the people who work night after night, as you say, those volunteers to help get all that stitching done, not sure they're making any money. They're doing it more for the love. So there are pockets of money being made. And festivals, I've worked on a number of them. Historically, you need to be funded. If you have the funding to put on your festival, then it will happen. One of the things I'm pleased is the PAN. Over the years, they have gone into the schools. So now PAN is taught in several schools, many schools. They have actually taken the art and moved it. So it's not just talking to us. That's the thing. They've missed some opportunities to do outreach to others. I love when we say it's for we thing. Yeah, it's for we thing, but we must share the thing. And that's peace, in my view, has not happened and should happen.
Yeah, Jennifer,
As for-
how are we on the financial side? Can the festivals, is the market accepting it, are accepting these festivals on this side of the world?
So yes, they are accepting it. Back to the volunteer thing. Again, nobody is being paid in with CariFest, right? And I think marketing is very important, and to get someone to volunteer to do a good job at a job that that should pay well, there is no such thing, right? The funding is there, but that funding has to be applied for. That funding has to be researched, at least this part of the country. So grants has to meet a deadline and answered for the following year. It's not about you following and getting one grant and not following up, right? So you have to have a responsible person in that role to get the grant, to apply for the grants, follow up with the grants, and get the funding. We need funding, and CariFest is not a money making. CariFest is not yet. If CariFest makes money, it's to have a better CariFest the following year.
Right.
The people who's making masks here, I'm not sure how much money they're making. One of the good things we have out here is that we have 9 Caribbean associations. And if we can all come together and see that our festival is really our festival, we could have a really good festival. This year, the theme is #You, Me, We CariFest, because I really think if we could come together, sit and plan this thing out properly, we could have a great festival. And that's all. That's what it is. It's to have a festival, Caribbean festival, our festival. So it is being accepted, because you cook Caribbean food, the masses will come, right? You have the costumes on the street and you play that music, people are going to line the streets.
Yeah.
It's just that we have to come together for a common goal and figure out our mission and our vision, come together, and we can have a successful festival.
Let's jump into a little bit of detail, because you are working on CariFest here in Calgary. Sandra is working on something called Sinting Fest in Eglinton.
Yes,
CariFest.
I'm so excited about that. I'm jumping off the chart with it.
Don't jump off of the chart yet. All right, Sandra, I'm going to bring up Sinting Fest. August 26, 28, Eglinton, Toronto. Talk to us about this and what this is all about.
So what happened was Eglinton West, for those who know Toronto, has been under construction for over 12 years with the proposed LRT subway. For 12 years. They dug it up, and mayor came, he put it back, then dug it up again. And it's been 12 years with a lot of businesses closing, not being able to survive because they were behind, hoarding, and people, it was a mess. Still is a bit of a mess. So the Black Business and Professional Association over 2.5 years ago looked at its mandate and said, we need to be working with Black businesses better as an organization. And they met with the city and the federal government and got funding for what is now called Little Jamaica, which is Eglinton from Marley to Kiel. And one of the things the people on the avenue, Eglinton Avenue, said, we need an event to come back, to bring people back. So they hired me and said, your job is to bring people back to Eglinton for summer 2022. Okay. And I looked at the street, and honestly, you had to cry because it's dug up. So I said, first thing, we have to clean it up as best we can. And we painted, for example, all the planters on the street owned by the BIA. We got them to agree. We painted black, green, gold, and red to represent Rasta and Jamaican colors all down the street, just to brighten up. We have got all the people on the street starting to say, okay, we're ready. Now we're working with the city to make sure that they're off the street with that construction. Please, Lord, please. They have promised that they will be off the street and the event. You know how hard it is to plan an event without. Anyway, Sinting Fest on Eglinton West is happening August 26th. Food, dance, music, film, children's activities, demos, and using a fashion show, using many of the people's businesses on the street. For example, the fashion show includes 4 of the businesses, the tailors and dressmakers on the street. We're using, for the food demos, have 7 of the people who own restaurants are going to do a food demo. We have the Consul General of Jamaica, and in the fashion show himself, him getting fitted for him outfit. Poor man, him don't know what him get himself into. Angela Bennett is a sous chef with one of our wonderful chefs. So trying to make our president, our CEO, Nadine Spencer, is a sous chef. Everybody going, what you giving me to do? And we have invited not just the people on the street, because it needs energy. It needs other people. And I know a lot of them go, why are you bringing more food? Because I can't feed all the people. And I want 10 to 20 to 30,000 people a day to show up. That's what I want. Whether that will happen is another matter. But that's what we're looking to do. Bring people back to Eglinton to say, hey, nice, we're ready. We're ready to serve you. We put on our nice dandan. We bring a little extra brata. And it is where you're going to be. It's the end of the festival season. If you're tired, come to this last one before Labor Day. This is the one. If you miss any of the others, me no business about the others. If you miss that, come to ours, because it's going to be nice and it's going to be sweet, and I'm excited.
All right, listen. And I see I bring up some big artists, Davil in the house and J. Douglas and all of that, right?
Yes, Mitchie B.
A whole mix of stuff.
Yes.
Calgary, we're going to do the same thing. Carifest. Let's bring up a schedule of activities here. Jennifer, talk to us about Carifest 2022. You know, you, me, we, all kinds of things are going, right?
Yeah. So it starts the Friday at, I believe, 5 p.m. We want to start off with a steel pan concert. We have 5 different steel pan orchestras coming in, 2 from Edmonton and 1, I believe, from Vancouver, not confirmed yet, and 2 from Calgary. After that, we have steel coming from Toronto. This is our first year we're trying to integrate a reggae concert on the Friday evening, because everybody loves reggae and pan. So hopefully we have a successful start to the festival. The next day, Saturday morning, the parade starts at, we would like everybody to get there and start staging at 8 p.m. at Olympic Plaza. And the parade takes you straight into Shaw Millennium Park on 8th Avenue. And from there, we have a bunch of different artists to entertain, and activities also on stage. The headliner this year is Patrice Roberts from Trinidad. And we hope it's a beautiful day of fun, reggae, soca, music. First festival after the pandemic, first Caribbean festival in Calgary after the pandemic. And I hope we come out and just do our Caribbean thing and get together and just love each other and enjoy the festival.
Let me ask both of you. So we bring our culture into these cities, Sinting Fest into Eglinton, Carifest into Calgary. What's the Canadian response to us bringing these cultural expressions?
Donovan Simon, I really have to tell you, take a bone. I am a Canadian. Me, I'm a Canadian. I'm a Canadian of Jamaican heritage. So as a Canadian, I don't like this separation of us. I live here over 40 years and you're still telling me I must only act like no, I am a Canadian. I have paid my taxes. All the people who depend on Eglinton is paying taxes to Canada. So we are Canadians bringing that cultural piece of ourselves to our Canada. So I find there's no need to, yes, everybody, and people come. Last night we had a event at one of our places. The place was jammed. We had people, we had a walk, heritage walk, telling people to come back to Eglinton that we planned, and then people came to party. The man partying, the gentleman who, this white man who him couldn't even dance good, but him dance. Him say had a good time. Him say, boy, me love me Canada. Me say, yes, sir, me love it too. Because we are all here together. We came to this place. I didn't come here to stand outside. I came to bring who I was to this place. And this place has to accept and has accepted. I mean, Toronto is a diverse city. I've worked with every cultural group in this city. And every time you have an event, the people are there. What you have to make sure.
So people embrace it. That's what I'm hearing, Sandra.
Yes,
people embrace the diversity. Yeah.
Them embrace it. Them have to.
Yeah.
We are here. We're not going nowhere.
We'll go and come back. It's the same in Calgary too. When you come out, you see from turban to non-turban, every culture, every race, they come. As I say, food, music, friendly, and we're a friendly group. Whether you're from wherever in the Caribbean, and human being, that's the first thing. So to answer your question, it is well accepted.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's a part of a list of, and you know, as we kind of look at the clock, it's a part of the list of many festivals that happen all across the country, because there's cultural expression that comes out of the diversity that exists here, right?
Yeah,
and I know it's an important piece of how we look at the whole mosaic of our society, because we have to have like a piece that we contribute to this thing, right?
Yes. And this year on Eglinton, it's Little Jamaica, and the focus is Jamaican this year, because it's Jamaica's 60th. We're having a fabulous fashion show. We tell people come in them bashment colors. We're having a tribute to Jamaican music and dance from 1962, led by a horn, what you call them, that big horn player coming up the street, and then and then we go. It's a celebration of Jamaica. Next year, it may look very different because it will have, more in a wider outreach, like Jennifer.
I tell you, you're selling it real good, Sandra. I'm thinking.
I hope you're coming, Jennifer. I hope you're coming.
I think let me tell you, man.
Donovan Simon, I expect to see you. I can put you in right now. You can be a sous chef. I tell you right now. I'm so excited.
I can be anything I want to be in Sinting.
Yes, what a sweet thing. I am so excited. And Jennifer, I wish you all the best with yours as well.
How do people get involved? Are you still possibly looking for people to get involved in this? Like, what are you looking for to add to it?
Volunteer. And to your question though, does these festivals make money? This one, it's expensive to produce a festival on the street.
Absolutely.
It is hugely expensive. The costs have gone up 3 times, I would say, this year because of COVID. A stage that used to cost $10,000 is $18,000. Every piece of this festival is too costly. The police presence that they want.
Yes.
Me and them having, anyway, that is another matter. We are, the security, the every piece of it is expensive. And that's the piece we also have to really understand. It is not cheap to do these things. And
Right.
Jennifer, you're relying on total volunteers. I can't. We've got money I have to pay.
Yes.
People. And so we should. You can't only.
I hope to change that. I hope to change that next year or the following year, because yes, we do need an artistic director. Yes, we do need media people. And for these people to really put in their good quality work, people need to be paid. So
really need to be paid.
we're looking at that seriously next year.
Yeah, it's
All right.
challenging, but it's fun. It's fun.
Two last statements out there, guys, because we have to go around. Jennifer, what do you say to Calgary and Edmonton and all the people watching as it relates to CarFest this year and all the things that are available to them, or we make it happen?
I just want people to know it's volunteer and everybody can come, right? Everybody could come and join. I would love our Caribbean people to come and embrace the culture. Come and put your time in. If you see a need that CarFest should be this or more like that, you can come to the table. We're so easy to find, and I am so open and welcoming. And let us build our festival. This is our festival. It's not a Jennifer festival or whoever else, because I could be gone next year, right? It is our Caribbean festival, and we should embrace it and try to lift it up, right? So that's all I have to say.
So Friday night, steel plus steel pan. Saturday we've got, you never use the line there. Steel plus steel.
I know. I think I used it too much, and people are saying, "Okay, enough, Jen."
Yeah, and all the Toronto people know, so they can come over Calgary for a weekend and enjoy it, right? And then there's the parade on Saturday morning.
Yes,
it's free to get into Shaw Millennium Park. Lots of activity. And then we have Soca Monarch, Patrice Roberts, I light it up on stage, right?
Absolutely.
So all who can wine or whatever you can come. It's open to everybody and lots of activity. And then Sinting Fest, 26, 28, Eglinton. I know the 2 Street, and hopefully the train them come out of the way and them clean up the road.
Oh my gosh, yes. And remember that because Toronto has had so many festivals this summer, I mean, it's been a surfeit of festivals. Tomorrow is the parade in downtown Toronto. They've had King and Queen. They've had all those. There have been many festivals. Jambana starts on Sunday. So it's not to say they haven't had a lot. But what me saying, that for the finale, come to Eglinton, mainly to support the businesses in that area. They absolutely need to know that they are loved, that they've been hard done by, that everybody... They're crying off a stop. They're crying off a stop. They're ready. They're ready. So come and show them love. August 26th to 28th. Sinting Fest on Eglinton West. Place to be. The place to be.
No wonder ring good, not true.
Yes,
so we have Steel and Steel Pan here in Calgary. We have Sinting Fest on Eglinton West.
Yes.
All right, listen, this has been awesome. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for being a part of A Time to Reason here on Gwaan. Great to have you. And Sandra, who knows? You might see me out there. No? Who knows?
Well, Donovan, Simon, and Jennifer, I'm giving you a formal invitation at this moment. Can't pay for it, but please to come. You know, we will look after you when you reach.
Okay. All right.
I hear you. All right. Take care. Stay well until next time. All right.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Shelly. No, you're up on mute. You hear what Sandra said.
Yes, no, the energy, energy.
Yeah, come.
Yeah. No. We are here and we're not going nowhere.
That's not true. We love the one. We say we love the one.
Love it.
We're not going away.
And both events look so good, sound so good.
Yeah, and you know what? It's important for us to add our culture to the mix. It's something I've said over and over here in Calgary, that while we embrace the diversity that is present in our community, we have to ensure that our little colors and our little voice and our little sounds and the smells and all the rest of it are a part of that.
Yes.
Right? This weekend there was something called Afro Caribbean Fest here for the first time. And there are a number of festivals. There are about 200 festivals in Calgary every summer, just in the summer, right? And I think it's important, when I listen to what Sandra is saying about, Jambana and Caribana and all these other things, it's really important to ensure that we are a part of that mix and that mosaic, as hard as it is, to get done, because clearly it no lack issues and challenge and all the
Yes,
rest of it.
yes, yes.
Right? So, what I want to go?
Oh, tell us how you know Miss Sandra is Jamaican without telling us how you know. A big, huge $1 million event. We have to spice it up all the time. We have to give a little brata in everything we say.
But you need that kind of energy and that kind of leadership to also get stuff done, right?
Yes.
And the work that people like Jennifer and Sandra do is very, very important in our community, to preserve our culture, to promote our culture as well.
Yes.
So it's not just preservation, is promotion and ensuring that our art forms and all the things that make us feel elements of home, even though we have moved away from the islands, is still present and active and lively.
Two things. One, I like the word, I believe it was, I'm not too sure, one of the ladies said it, outreach to others.
Yeah.
That is what these festivals are. Not just, as you say, cultural preservation, but it's an outreach.
Yeah.
It's a pouring of self, because we're in a new country. But as we need to, we there and we're not left.
Yeah.
And so we have to be the best of who we are. And by the way, MJ is the one that supervises and monitors us. And she also said, me to Shelly. So she's on the train too. So we're all going.
Well, if I train I reach for about 4 days, so I have left early.
All right, we're going to take the plane. That was excellent.
But yeah, good reasoning. And, hopefully everybody who will watch a program live or delayed goes out and supports these activities, and maybe broadly support the cultural festivals and cultural expressions in your area.
Yeah.
Something is happening out there that is promoting culture. Even if you don't understand all of it, help to make it happen.
Yes.
It's a lot of work that goes into it. And, people, I think, need to understand that it's important as part of community building and as part of, promoting and preserving culture and making us feel the elements of home. So yeah. And, August is Independence, lots of celebrations and stuff here in Canada for the Jamaicans who are going to make sure it's a Jamaica 60. We have to load it up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. As Michael A. Smith says, bigger, wider, and we just add stronger, better.
Yeah.
So, yes.
That's a little brata, because,
yeah, man.
Some people say, boy, we have extra. But as so it go, we have extra and put in.
We have a brata.
Yeah, and throw in a little brata.
Yeah.
For what it is, right? So, yeah, good little reasoning. And, we're going to do it again. Good till next week when we come back and we'll do it again, right?
Yes, I.
All right, cool.
All right. That was just straight energy. And no missy people know the business. Elosin Yellock, forgive me if I pronounce that incorrect. Wagwan Shelley, my fellow Linstead-torian. Yes, I am from Linstead, St. Catherine. Wagwan. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, exciting. So, spot the place. Did you get it? Clarence Winter, Lover's Leap. That's what it is. Beautiful. I've been there with family, my extended family, had a wonderful time. If you're in Jamaica, if you're heading to Jamaica, put it on your bucket list. Lover's Leap is romantic, it's enchanting, and it's beautiful. And the people there are just there to help you, and you can really have a good experience at Lover's Leap. So that's it. Lover's Leap. Prudence, nicely. Betty, Wagwan. And let us go to our word of the day, our patois word. Prudence. So when me brata there, brata, a little extra, a little brata. Excellent, Prudence. Thank you so much for that. So next week, it's all about Jamaica 60. We'll be looking at Jamaica's 60-year independence and colonial ties. We'll be speaking with the High Commissioner from Jamaica to Canada, Her Excellency Sharon Miller. This is going to be very exciting. I look forward to this conversation, and please join us. Also, a little housekeeping. We are looking for an experienced marketing coordinator on a volunteer basis to join our Gwaan national team, to be a part of we. Not true? This is a phenomenal opportunity to hone your communications and marketing skills and to work and receive mentorship with a team of professionals located across Canada. Students, you're invited, you're welcome. You must, however, have at least 1 year experience working in marketing, social media space, have experience creating market social media campaigns, and you must be familiar with the Jamaican, Canadian, Caribbean, rather, culture. Come and be a part of a vibrant team of people who are all passionate about sharing all aspects of Jamaican culture to the world. Send your resume to us via our social media accounts or email us at watagwancnd@gmail.com. Please follow us on all our social media. Send us your videos saying Watagwan so we can add it to the show. Again, check out our website, www.watagwan.ca. I don't know. It's just been really a good show. It's full of energy. Go out and support. We started this conversation saying that social engagement will enhance your life today as well as we get older. Attending a festival, participating, engaging in our culture here in Canada is one way we can do that. I invite you to get out there, participate. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Thanks for the chat. See you next week. Walk good.